Well, hello, back again here. We had a little break on between two farms, so we've been busy. We'll talk a little bit about that, but I'm here, Nathan Flighty, your one co-host, and with me, the great Quentin Keneally. How's it? How's it been going?
Oh, we're live from tropical Nebraska. We got like 70-degree weather here this week. It's unreal. We're diving into some tillage, getting a little bit finished up some fall stuff we didn't get done, working over some corn stalks and we're getting ready for spring already. Feels like spring. It's crazy.
See, I I get that. Congratulations. But it's like I'm almost like it's been really nice here too in North Dakota, but a big winter storm came through and actually where it was already kind of wet and things were, kind of melting down and drying down. And when it gets wet up there, it takes forever to like dry down because it's cold in the spring. Well, it just snowed like a foot there and it's like heavy wet stuff. So it's like good for the crops. I hope it can shut off after this. But everything was looking barren too, so I
Right.
don't
Yeah.
mind a little
We're
little
already
bit
in
of
like a
snow.
red flag warning. So the winds are coming up and yeah, it's kind of scary. It's getting dry around here already. So we need the moisture here, but we'll take this little warm up. We work hard for like 3 or 4 days, get some stuff done, and then let some moisture get back in our ground because she's going to dry out fast here if these winds keep up.
Well, those fires down in Oklahoma, I know some people down there, and yeah, it's like dry everywhere. To your point, and that's like a weird thing in the winter to like think through. And so I guess I might be bitching about moisture, but I guess the whole country could go through a drought, and I might be the winner.
Right, right. But
Prices go up, everything's good for me, and then everyone. I hope not. I'm
yeah,
hoping not, but
it sounds like it's going to take some weather scares to get some of these crop prices back up. So guess we'll have to sacrifice.
well, if it's a short-term thing that gets some things up and kind of then meanders out. I mean, weather patterns are so crazy now. Everyone has their own series on it. I have mine. I clearly think we're doing we're doing some stuff.
Right. Yeah. It doesn't seem like we get the snow like we used to either, but they are calling for a couple inches of snow here in like next day or two. But I don't know how that's going to
Yeah.
stick with it being 60
Yeah,
degrees out right now.
yeah, it'll hit the ground and freeze. But yeah, we've been busy. I've been at some different ag shows and traveling around. So you've been too. You were in Pennsylvania, right? The
Yeah.
week before last?
Hershey, Pennsylvania. Yep. Home of the Hershey bar, Milton Hershey. So that was an awesome little National Outstanding Young Farmers Conference. Good deal. Good group of people. They take 10 finalists every year, and then four of those finalists get picked as grand winners. So there's even some blueberry farms. I mean, there's a very diverse group of farmers there. So it was really fun. And I'd never been to Pennsylvania before. So we went out and took it all in. We toured a potato farm. And then Milton Hershey actually built a school out there too and add a little ag base to it. I think it's kind of dwindled a little bit. They got rid of the dairy, but that's why he wanted it in Pennsylvania because he wanted milk chocolate or he wanted real milk in his chocolate. So that's why he picked Pennsylvania and built the whole town around the factory. So pretty cool story. Look that up, Milton Hershey.
Well, I remember watching oh, what is it? It was on the History Channel, The Food That Built America. And they kind of dramatize it, but they went through the whole Hershey thing and how he like was like controlled. He made milk chocolate. He actually made it like possible so it didn't melt everywhere and was shelf stable. And then yeah, to your point, there was good quality milk from, whether it was Amish or just, this kind of the area climate, the more control points and yeah, created this like, well, I mean, he basically was Willy Wonka to a point, I guess. So
That's what I
was
pictured going in
Hershey,
there. Yep. Yep.
yeah, did the flagpoles and other, are they made of chocolate? I want to believe that.
The light poles were, yeah. My wife got a picture of them. The light poles are made of Hershey Kisses. So yeah.
Oh
So
geez. Well,
it's insane. It's a cool spot. We did a little tour and did like an hour tour and toured the city and just what that chocolate did for that town is pretty amazing, incredible.
what's crazy too is like watching that show. Like we don't think about it as much, but like so much of the candy and food products. I implore anyone to watch The Food That Built America because it's kind of fun to just see. But like a lot of it didn't almost happen, but because of World War II and even World War One, that actually built up the supply because like chocolate, for instance, was, a food and energy, could hold in a pack and all that. And it was a ration, for soldiers. It's like if it wasn't for war, you know, like M&Ms wouldn't be a thing, and like so many of these other like spam and you name it. There's all these like other little products, and I suppose that was also the start of like the highly processed foods, honestly. So there's kind of a yin and yang
Yep. Keep them
to
longer.
it, but
Better shelf life.
yeah, it's kind of history. Well, okay, so you got to this cool farming conference, like, how do you get into that? Or that, you know,
Uh,
I now I'm jealous. I want to be part of this fun, cool group that
yeah,
gets to go to
it's pretty
places and
gnarly.
get awards.
It's quite the application process. You have to be nominated by a couple, like usually by your state, a couple from the state,
Okay.
your state you're in. So, and then from there, it's you got to get through there and be the top one at your state, and then from there they take 10 finalists from across the country. So it's usually just the upper 48 is where they get nominees from. So pretty
Oh,
fun. We were
geez.
honored to be a part of it in 2024 and quite the application process, but met a ton of great people. I think we had seven couples from my class that were here in Pennsylvania a couple weeks ago. So it's always good to see them. We stay in contact, and it's just a big group of farmers from across the country. And then you can network because they're not your neighbor, and it's just really nice to knock conversations off people. So
Sweet.
then our friends
So
from Ag Data were there. They were trying to teach, kind of did a little side by side with teaching about digital acreage reporting. So had some familiar faces up there too. And then the wife came up and met me and up there. But yeah, good to travel. And I'd never been to the east side of the country, so had to go see some new spots.
yeah, I've been to Pennsylvania a few times. It's hilly and rocky in a lot of areas. It's kind of almost like weirdly secluded in parts of it. But
Yep.
well, so does that mean that, I mean, don't nominate me, but you could nominate me, or do you have to nominate someone from the state?
I think I could nominate you. I think I can cross state lines. I'd have to double check the
Awesome.
handbook, but I'm still fairly new. This is only like I think our third year in it. So still fairly new.
Okay.
But you have to be
Well,
actually you have to be under 41. So you'll be a little touchy right
oh,
there. That's why it's supposed to be a
like
young farmer.
seriously?
I'm not even a young
Oh,
farmer anymore now that I'm 40. So
shit. Well,
big
then
rules.
never mind. Gosh. Well, I am still, so you have to be under 41?
I think you have to be can't be 41 like at February of that year or something. Because the
Oh,
conference is
well.
always in February, early February. You can't be 41 by that date.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna create my own conference of old farmers.
Might as well. You should be hooked in with like the JC Penney's and like a lot of the extension offices, like the state extension
Yeah.
offices or nominate people. So that's usually who used to do it and who's a big part of it now. Some states are a lot bigger than others. So like Wisconsin, New Jersey gets a ton of people and a few states down south, but
Yeah,
Nebraska
that's the
is okay. We had some finalists this year from central Nebraska and they did seed corn and then corn and soybeans. So not too much different than me over here on the East Coast.
no, that's the first I kinda heard about that kind of thing, and maybe it's just North Dakota or up here. It's like sometimes I see some of these other like, events in the country and things, and it's like, where the heck did that come from? Or things. Maybe it's just our stoic nature in the northern plains, or like Norwegian and German heritage, where we just kind of stay to ourselves and
Right.
like don't really talk. Except for like me, I have this, you know, I blab more than, well, my family blabs plenty internally, but outside of that, they don't
So you guys
do
got the
as
gift of
much.
gab. I'm working on it. I'm trying to get better, but
Yeah,
I'm
you
more of
just
an
have to
introvert. But
really
I got
let
upset
loose your
like
inhibitions.
I think it was last week. They were having some big regenerative or like cover crop conference in Omaha, and I never got invited. I never get invited to those ones. I guess because I'm
Oh,
doing some
well,
tillage right now, but I do have like 300 or 400 acres of cover crop set aside that I'm working on trying to expand it out into more of my operation. But I still never get invited to cover crop meetings. I mean, this was like a secret one, and I think I had an input, and he said he could have got me in. I was like, nope, they didn't invite me. I'm not going. We got to start putting our foot down.
maybe you got to put on your like tag or handle like Quentin Keneally cover crop farm genius, and then they're like, "Oh, I see he does this." And,
Well, I always
here we go.
one of my taglines is I want to be a cover cropper when I grow up, or a no tiller. I better do a no tiller first. I don't know about cover crop. It doesn't work everywhere, but we're trying to make it.
No, I'd like to do it more. It just gets so cold and well, like the idea of tillage where I farm, it's and even in like Western Canada, like, you think of a single disc, no till drill or just, going right in. And people do that, but we'll do like slightly minimum till, as a vertical till or like
Mhm.
harrows, you kind of scratch the surface. But then it gets so cold. So some guys use a hoe drill, which is basically a cultivator chisel plow with, C tubes going down more or less in a tank for those that are not aware of what that really is. Um, and you just blacken up that little strip. So it's like a mini strip till in a sense. That's what a lot of guys do in Canada. They just and now they have independent hoe openers and so they found doing the disc drills doesn't work. They get hair pinning and issues and
Mhm.
you can just do a lot more little tricks with it. And, it's not going to be no till, which nothing really is, but I mean, opening up a little gap versus, the entire soil profile is definitely different. But
Yep, less
I'm
disturbed. I like that. I'd like a strip till machine. Just hasn't been in the budget yet. Seems like a good way to get the right product on the right spot, and come back with it, plant
yeah,
right on top of it, not disturb the rest of the
maybe
ground. It's a good happy medium.
maybe I should create some songs and just call, the band Disturbed, just call myself like Less Disturbed and just use all their lyrics to put an ag. Like I plan to do that because, now AI you can basically do whatever you want, but
I'm more of a Nickelback
we'll
fan.
see.
I like the Nickelback vibe. You can put it to some
You
Nickelback
know,
tunes. That'd be a golden.
if you watch the documentary, I think it's on either Netflix or Amazon, like they go through like I used to be a Nickelback fan and then like everyone hated Nickelback and it's like, boo Nickelback. And it's like, I feel kind of bad. Like they're huge up here because they're like Canadian and then like all the Canadians would come down to the shows and it was yeah, they got a bad rap and yeah, it's pretty good. It's actually a cool story, but they talk about that. So, for all those Nickelback fans, if you want some redemption, they're they're coming back into the fold, I guess,
Seems
of
like they either love them or
respect.
hate them. So some people think they're annoying, but that's why I love them. I love their music.
Yeah.
Catchy.
Well, I like all types of music from bluegrass to oldies to freaking heavy metal.
Yeah. I like a
I'm all
pink
over
I
the
like
place.
the old Pink Pony Club, except my kids can't stand it, so I just blare it in the pickup and
Yeah.
annoy them. That's my new thing.
You know, that's totally cool. I sing with like I can sing all the Frozen songs
Yep,
like
yep.
verbatim with the kids and all that. So,
Oh, for sure.
anyways, agriculture.
Ag tech. Where are we going? Ag tech, right? So we got some FBN. We're gonna be at FBN next week together, talking to a lot of ag tech
Yeah.
groups, startups.
Yeah, so that's kind of fun and well yeah, that so it as I do a lot on LinkedIn, they put a post off Charles Barron who was one of the founders and I've known him for a long time. Yeah, they put, they had the farm to farm conference, they had it for years and then they like stopped it. I think cuz just the chaos of ag and startups and who knows, it's
I
just
think I went to the first two. I think and that's been a while ago. That was
okay.
like 18 or 19, so it's been a while. But I see it's like the seventh one. What I'm
Yeah, I've never been to them before. I was wanting to go to some of the early ones, but I don't know that like the culture in the moment of my time, I was like, startups are, ugh," I got this old ag tech company in the family, so I was kind of weird about it. But anyways, yeah, I just posted on LinkedIn. They put it on there. I was like, hey, you should have me and Quentin do podcast down there. Get a message from Charles. He's like, yeah, come on down. Let's figure something out. This will be fun. And luckily, you're like,
it's in the
an hour
backyard.
away, if
Yep.
if that, and it's a lot closer for me. I'll drive down to Omaha anytime because it's like 6 hours. And as much as I'd like to go to Commodity Classic in Texas, I don't know. It's too
Not
much. Are
easy to
you are
get
you going
to.
to that?
No, I'm not going. San Antonio is just hard to get to from Omaha. So just got to
Yeah,
bite the bullet and skip one. So come back refreshed for next year. But it is a good conference. Commodity Class is a good group of people. Good
yeah,
show,
no,
but just hard to get down there in San Antonio. It's a beautiful spot in San Antonio though on the Riverwalk. So
yeah, no.
I'll,
That's
I'll
I've
have a
been
little
down there a few
FOMO.
times and it's fun. But yeah, as of for next week, yeah. So I think we're still trying to figure out that whole plan. But if you are going down, any listeners, um, yeah, so I'm a judge on the startup panel. There's like 23 different groups or something like that. Um, so that's always fun when I haven't judged too many things, but
It's supposed to be like
so
a Shark
it's
Tank vibe, right? So you're gonna be the critic. That'll be perfect for you.
I I think so. Yeah, I am kind of this ag tech critic anyways, but
Exactly.
and then I think the plan, because we've been talking about it and we're trying to do it there, so we get a booth, I guess, and so we'll get all the garb set up and it's to interview a lot of those startups. So if you're going and you're one of those, reach out. We'll figure something out, and I'll get a list too and reach out. But yeah, it'll be fun, and there'll be some others too on there. I know some of the FBN guys will probably talk to, and there's some
Yeah.
of the other farmer influencers. I kind of you run into them once in a while. I don't, you're a little more prominent in that area. Have you talked to many of those other
I've
guys?
actually
Maybe
never
get them
met
on.
Millennial Farmer Zach. I've never actually met him. We've talked to each other, I think messaged a little bit, but good dude. Then Michaela, one of the other influencers, is gonna be on the panel. She's like right down the road, like 15 minutes away. So
Oh,
small
cool.
world, runs a great beef operation, D&D beef. So and then the other people on the panel, I know well, Andy Pasdor will be there. He's our Canadian friend,
Oh yeah,
Andy Clean.
yeah.
So he's a good dude.
Andy
Met with him a
Klein.
lot. So they got a good group. They're like 4 or 5 people talking on that panel. So
Well,
and
maybe we can
I'll be on the
get them all
agronomy
together.
panel. So navigating the agronomy decisions with the prices right now. So not my perfect forte for panel, but I know enough to be dangerous and it'll be fun. We'll make it fun.
Well, you'll be able to at least tell the other on the panel, like, "Hey, all your ideas are great, thanks, but you're not making the decision. Like, this is
Yep.
hard because things are expensive." And
Yes.
speaking of that, I last week, part of the reason I kind of got off kilter too is even the last 2 weeks. I finally I pre-bought my fertilizer, or at least I credited it to
Right.
myself.
Yep.
So because
Got her locked in.
there's a kind of ag tech story here too. So, and I'm redoing my other newsletter kind of podcasting. I haven't done it for a while, but my ag uncensored stuff, I'm switching it on my LinkedIn away from that and just going to tell personal farm stories. So I have a fun one on there on how it came to be from starting on LinkedIn, from finding some rogue kind of new fertilizer group to connecting and like happenstance their new product, which is legit, is there's not much in the state, but it's a co-op right next to my farm. And I was going to talk to him anyways. um, and it just kind of tied together. And then, they're connected to some other ag tech groups, some people that I know. And it's like this full circle thing. And it's like, I didn't actually have to meet anybody and go back up home to like do all this, which I knew was possible.
Mhm.
But it's like the magic of, tech is allowing that. And I mean, that brings into even next week to the FBN conference. Like I've known about, them since before they even knew really what they were. Me and my dad met with them like 2010, 9 before they actually started building their system.
Yep.
And we were almost going to be part of actually the digital process to that. And it's just kind of cool seeing what it was. So I finally logged in. I was like, oh, well, this is neat.
Oh
Oh,
man.
excuse me.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah, I don't remember when I met them, but I swear I went to their conference in maybe 17 and 18. So, and I probably met them a year or two before that. And I know they used to have some people out and they came and rode in the tractor one spring or fall with me. So yeah, I don't really know what their whole game plan is right now, but we're going to figure it out next week. And it looked like a good group of speakers and great group of farmers there. Said what farmers from 37 different states and lots of different provinces. So should be a good diverse group.
Yeah, have you bought anything from the website? I mean, they're kind of like a digital ag retailer, more or less. And
Not theirs yet. No, I serve pretty local. I say I keep most of
yeah,
my stuff pretty local, but I think we're getting to the price now. We got to start shopping out. So definitely worth taking a look, and make sure our local places are staying honest with pricing. Because
well, I think that's kind of one of the reasons they're reopening the conference. To be honest, is yeah, there's just, I mean, I love local co-ops, and I'm born and raised through the co-op world from when my dad farmed, and I know all that, and but though that co-op essence doesn't, it hasn't, it's not the same as it used to be, or there's not a lot of that are that way.
Not even
and it can
close
be,
anymore. You gotta be pretty lucky. Yeah, they're all pretty big and serve for themselves now, merge, and just keeps getting bigger and
yeah.
bigger and further away from the farm, it seems like.
Well, we're kind of lucky in North Dakota as we have like no regulations. So a lot of the smaller co-ops have been able to survive and kind of stick together and, or at least a few local smaller ones might come together, but it's still pretty local. Like it's the county co-op, which is, kind of the still flavor, but no, I think that's a big reason where, there's been this fight to digitize a lot of the ag retail processes, buying inputs, all that fun stuff. But, naturally farmers hesitate around making digital decisions online because it's like, oh, I want to talk to my guy or,
They wanna know
my
somebody.
neighbors.
Yeah. They wanna see
Yeah,
a
your
face.
friends work there, maybe your wife works there, relative or something. But yeah, when things get tight, you rethink that just as much as, look at Amazon and online shopping and all that. Like, yeah, I can run to my little local town, to Ace Hardware, and pick up those little things that I need that, I need right away. And those are needed. But when it's a bigger thing, like it's easier just to shop around. And if
Right.
I got a couple months or weeks before I really need it, I I think I might try to get some stuff from there, but I'm also like wanting to help my friend who's like this mini tiny ag retailer and get chemical from him because he's a good friend. And honestly, he probably won't even charge me right away. He'll just
Right.
say,
There you go.
"Here,
Yep.
grab it. You're small enough. Like, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out later." And
Yep.
plus, he knows agronomy well, so he'll probably just like say, "Mix this in here, and just here,
Make
go
life
do it."
easier for you. Then, yeah, save you some interest
Yeah.
on payments for sure, but I think
Well,
it's gonna
well,
be the year. It's gonna be the
we'll see.
year this year. You gotta have the serious conversation with your retailer or co-op to make sure they're giving you the best price. Otherwise, some of these farms might not be around another year. Things are getting so tight.
I
Costs,
know.
and that's what even, like, the last couple weeks, I've had so many people wanna try to meet or, like, even set up a Zoom, and I'm like, I don't have room for the farm for you right now. There's no extra costs
Yeah.
that I really have right now. It's insane. It's sad to see. So I just kind of had to step back a little bit, get to myself, and then hopefully we can start taking some calls again once we get the finances back in order. So it's going to be tight again this year.
Well, it's almost kind of been weird for me, and this is kind of one of the things I'm trying to illustrate. Can do it on here clearly, but like for years I've sold and pushed and promoted and talked about all these digital tools, built them, from variable rate to APIs that connect data, all this fun stuff that's supposed to make us more efficient. And then now actually like making the decisions like before I like got this newer fertilizer, I got some urea and some sulfur and some crap like that. And, shopping through some different, seed varieties and groups. But it's like, oh, now I'm actually applying it and like I'm building my maps for me. Like I never really did that. Even when I farmed a little bit before, I was just kind of too small to really do it. And even oddly enough, in my own system that me and my dad own, taking imagery and making zone maps, like it is a different experience. It's like I knew it is, but it's like kind of weird from the other side.
Using it
And that's
firsthand.
actually
Yep.
kind of one of the things I hope to like showcase, at least to like the ag tech world. It's like, hey, I know why you all built all this crap. Get it? Was there, was with you, but this like just actually doing it in my mind, I'm like, oh, can't this be better? Like do better at this, be more understanding of the process. And I think that's
Yeah.
maybe that can dislodge some of the fear of doing it. What do you think?
That'll be your last touch the process. Now you're actually being involved and having to use this application. You're not just seeing it from one side. You're totally full circle. So I think it'll help the aspects, everybody you help there.
Yeah, that's the goal. And another thing to mention. So I'll be tied into it this full stack ag, which was kind of started with Nick Horo with his AI on your farm. And this, so it's a new community kind of bridging all that together. And it is also crazy just seeing now what some other people are building, and then it's kind of reach shifting. I see it on LinkedIn and Twitter all the time and other places like AI is gonna, you know, change everything in SaaS and people can build their own things and whether most will or not. I will say when I was building my fertility plan, I before a few months ago I was trying to put a spreadsheet together and figure that out and share that with like the FSAs, like here's my plan, but I just the equations and doing this, I'm not a spreadsheet guy.
Mhm.
So then I just used Claude and I was like, it's like here's all my stuff, here's my farm, here's what I'm trying to do, here's what I'm thinking. And it built me this really nice spreadsheet that explained it, broke it down, put the prices in there, all the formulas work. Took me 30 minutes
Mhm.
and it helped me be more comfortable. And so, that's tech too. It's going to change the way a lot of people are doing it, and
Oh, yeah.
you'll have to jump into it. And I mean, it's easy to play with. You just tell them what you want.
Right, that's what I did. It helped me with my cash flow for the bank too. So there's lots of things. Just even just like getting some outside opinions on stuff. Still AI, but at least yeah, it helps put you in perspective and can still can compare you to different farms. So then I can bring in stuff from Nebraska Extension to kind of your general area. So there's lots of things
Yep.
that can tie it back into your farm, but helps the
Well, that's
process
what I
and
was.
then make like you said, build it into a nice spreadsheet and presentable for somebody.
Well, that's what I was trying to do. Is like, here's NDSU. Like, they know all the areas. There's all this research, and it's like, yeah, here's what I'm looking at. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of more natural, and I hope people play with it more. It's not perfect all the time too. You got to kind of keep your eye out, and
Feed it the right
although it's
information. Yep.
it's it's scary better. Like if anyone hasn't used it for a few months or only played with like a little chat here and there, and ask some simple questions, the new models are quite insane what they're capable of from just a few months ago, and that's changing. In a scary way too. Like it's
Yep.
like, oh, I'm going to put this financial data in this thing, and we worry about like security. And we were on Bridget's on her nooner chat talking about that last week, which I should upload somewhere. But I mean, when you were typing that into the AI thing, did you think about that really, or did it feel like just, oh, whatever?
It's kind of whatever, but I didn't like tie it like directly to me or like give it bank account numbers or anything. So it's kind of just
Yeah,
rough per
yeah.
acre numbers. So it's nothing like can be used drastically against me. So I think we'll be
You
all
never
right.
know, though. You never know.
You never know. I shouldn't see too many
You,
eyes, I hope, but I don't know. But
if you
yeah,
if you didn't
definitely
see
getting
like
easier.
if you didn't see China's latest like robot show, and like they're jumping around, as like, God, it's not going to be too far where, yeah, you could probably buy, humanoid farm robot and say, go do this. And it can probably do it. Like,
Hmm.
I don't think we're that, I think we're probably 10 years from the John Deere version of it, but I think we're probably 5 years from, some startup saying, here's the farm humanoid robot that, can lift bales and put in posts and,
Go
at
hoe
least
the garden,
carry,
weed the garden.
yeah,
Yep. Yep.
carry crap around. Like,
Do the heavy stuff.
I mean, you look at, See and Spray or those types of things. Okay. Before even chemicals, what did people do? They went in between the rows and hoed the ground. I mean, that's what migrant workers have done for, still do, all over the world. When, if you can buy a grouping of 10 humanoid robots with just normal hose and things, and they got all the computer vision, and you just let them loose and they charge themselves, say that costs 100 grand, versus a $500,000 sprayer with all the bells and whistles. I don't know.
Right.
That
Pay for itself a
that
lot
actually
faster.
might, yeah, you just hope that they're corralled
Right, yeah,
somehow.
don't let them run loose, but yeah, cleaning out grain bins, cleaning up fence lines, all that fun stuff. There'd be all kinds picking up rocks out of the you guys probably got rocks up there, pick out rocks out of fields.
Oh yeah,
So,
yep,
yep. Man, it's endless what you can get them guys to do.
yeah. Of course, then that becomes, then they want robot rights, which I don't know. It's like, okay, yeah, I don't want to like morally, if I threw a rock at a robot, it shouldn't care or feel about it, but like it would feel weird. I'm sure. I feel like human on robot violence is like the next
Oh
thing
yeah.
that I don't know. The world can get weird really fast, but we got bigger problems to deal with anyways for now.
Yeah, let's not start yelling at robots yet. They'll take care of us.
Yeah.
We don't have to fight with them.
Yeah.
Was that iRobot movie?
Yeah. Well, there's something to be said with the realities of what
Right. That
that movie
movie's fairly
is.
old. I haven't seen it forever.
Yeah. But
Hmm.
so I know we've had a lot of meetings the last 2 weeks. That's why we've had a break. So hopefully actually at the conference next week, we can build up a repertoire of weeks
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
kind of
Start
sprawl
building a
some things
profile.
out because
Because yeah,
clearly we're
last week
getting
we had internet
busier.
problems. Last week is horrible with internet, but
Yeah.
we got to figure it out. This one's went pretty smooth.
Yeah. I'm in a new little office experience too. So I needed better internet, but then we tried it during school and school hours. Kids are on their phones and crap. But
Yeah, you can see it right when 3:30 hit. Our internet went down, and crashed.
yeah, yeah. So
Rural internet's in a whole
we're
nother deal. So we can send a episode on that some other day.
yeah. Well, we have awesome internet in North Dakota for the most part, but you still got to connect to it in a building, and of course
Right.
that's been you have good internet. It's getting it
To the
where you want it.
computer. I have to sit in certain rooms, so I never know if then I don't have a specific spot where we can record yet. I mean, I can't get out to my shed. That's where I'd be comfortable. So that's my goal. I think I got to run a hard wire out to the shed. That'd be my premier place to record a podcast. So we'll get there someday. Baby steps.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Maybe I have to just come down and we'll just get her done, and I'll get a spade, or if you have a if you have a small like subcompact tractor, I got this shank you can put on the back, and then like I did my dog fence this way. I just put the wire through that through like a tube underneath the shank.
Hmm,
I just spread it all around the yard, went down like 6 inches. We're great. So
interesting.
I
Okay. Yeah, that
I
might
can
be all right.
bring
I got
that
a little
down.
Yanmar. It might be a little old, but we'll see. Might fit on there.
It's got a little 3 point on it. It'll work.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Interesting. And yeah, it's
Yeah.
only like 50 feet. So, but yeah, we can look at it. You're going to be coming right by next week, anyways, for the Farmer to
Yeah.
Farmer
Maybe
conference.
I'll bring the shank down and I'll just drop it off, and I don't need it for anything
Right, right.
for some time. So whatever.
Done for now.
But
But yeah, I think, yeah, look us
well,
up next week. If you're going to FBN conference, we'll have a booth there. Hopefully, I think we're going to bring in stickers. I got the stickers made. We'll hopefully have some signage, and then we'll be recording some podcasts in there. And then, yeah, look us up, chat, tell us what
yeah.
you want to hear.
Well, and I hope too that it will I don't know, just people stop by and like, hey, come on in and just BS. Like I've tried it at some shows before, but then I got busy talking with like other friends and colleagues,
Mhm.
and it just created a mess. But this one there'll be more farmers around. So a lot of people like I don't know. And I feel like that could be a fun thing to try out too, is kind of like I don't know, happy hour or something. It's like put some chairs together, I'll put some mics up, and
Yeah, have a
I'll
nice
just
little
kind of
conversation.
BS about all of our fun woes.
Right,
So,
right. What we're looking forward
digital
to
ag,
and
but
not looking forward to for 2026 growing season.
yeah. Well, any more big meetings lined up for the week, or
I think that's it. Next
I'm
week, I'll cap it out. And then I think March is fairly chill. Still just delivering a lot of beans while this bean market's hot. And then still waiting
yeah.
for that corn market. Corn market is not much to brag about right now. Still need that E15. We talked about that a couple weeks ago, and it hasn't heard much progress there either.
Oh, I got a good fun meme I made on E15 where, that's a whole nother conversation, but it's like, yeah, it'd be great, but then we'll just make more acres, and then production will ramp up, and then it'll lower the price. Like I actually saw a chart a guy put out on how every time there's been more need for ethanol, it's actually brought the price down
Oh boy.
in comparison to like inflation and all that. So sorry, everybody.
Bummer, dude.
We'll
We'll never
see.
win.
We'll
Farming's
see.
weird. Farming's hard. It's fun
Yeah.
sometimes, but it's hard.
Yeah. Well, that's why it's also fun because it also sucks.
Yeah. Sucks a lot some years. Some years suck more than
Yeah.
others. But we get through. We survive.
Yeah. Well, anyways, yeah. So we got back, and now hopefully we can dive in more next week. We might have to do well, for our one next week, we might have to just do a little thing there and then, have
Yep.
bring in guests. So
I think it'll be perfect.
either way, we'll figure it out. And thanks everybody for listening and following if you are, and share it out, and hopefully enjoy. We're making this one shorter because no one wants to listen to us for an hour or anything like that anyway. So
We've had some requests to make it shorter, but yeah, we'll aim for that 35 minutes. So I don't have a very good
yeah,
attention span either. So this is perfect.
yeah. Well, more to bitch about ag in the future
Right. Yep. Let's be
and
more episodes of them. So
technology.
like, share,
Yeah.
subscribe, check us out. We'll see you
Yeah.
next time.
No. See you everybody. Thanks for listening.